What's up, everyone? Kaiju no Kami here, and we are going to talk about the last episodes of Lupinranger. We left off at 38, so we need to go.
It's not the correct episode, Nick.
No. So we need to go. Well, Lupinranger versus Patranger then.
Thank
So
you.
we need to go from 39 to the end, and I have with me.
Crystallige Bloodborne, the edgy one.
And then Nebula, now sporting the goatee.
Kralika Kane without any facial hair.
And then this guy.
Silver Quill still forced to lie on the floor. What the hey?
Quite bird
Ha
brain.
ha! Hey, get it? Hey! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha!
Oh, you might say that joke was the last straw.
Now we're grasping at straws. I need that.
Yeah.
I need that. Bob's Burgers clip, and he's like, "I'm grasping at straws." All right, so it's been a while. Episode 38 came and went, and then episode 39 came, and we had Zamigo come back and fight Kari in his brand new spanking. I can see the future gear, and Zamigo got his ass whooped.
Oh, wait. That makes me think that Cruelka's
you
about to
going?
step on my head. Oh, she's trying to join in the pain. All I ask people of YouTube Sentai fans, have a clip of Super Lupin Red with Dragon Ball Z abridged audio. I can see the future. I knew you'd do that. I'm on fire. Oh.
He's on fire.
Oh wait, it's ice. So what are we gonna do?
Ice baby.
Yeah.
Or-
It's not vanilla ice.
No, or you just take all of Mr. Freeze's dialogue from Batman and Robin and put Zamigo over it.
Probably would be more
It would,
entertaining.
yeah, it would probably
That'd be more entertaining.
He'd probably have more of a backstory.
So anything you have to say?
Can you come in my phone?
I've got it. Anything you have to say about the episode where Zamigo finally fights the Rangers and just gets his asses whooped?
Considering he hadn't been in an episode for like 20 episodes, it was a little disappointing.
I came to the conclusion where I first thought he was kind of pretty to look at. So like, wow, he's pretty with no substance. This is like depressing. But then again, all the pretty guys in the show were without substance.
For me, Zamigo needed a greater goal than just, I want to fight strong rangers because I'm so bored.
Ice chop.
Because
He was cool, but then he just ruined it.
he was cool.
And he just went out like a shattering, terrible ice sculpture that didn't have enough chainsaw in it. Not enough chainsaw.
What in the world does chainsaw have to do with anything?
Everything's better with chainsaws. My logic is infallible.
Okay. Rules for this group. No chainsaws, no flamethrowers,
It's happening
no
now.
sharp metal objects, unless there is one thing. A zombie apocalypse. Then I want you all to have everything that you desire, surround yourselves around me, and be my barricade.
Well, that's fine. You don't know what I can do with a rubber chicken.
Moving on. Yeah.
You can
I know,
freeze the
moving
Red
on,
Bull
right?
Buster.
Yep.
Anyway.
So after that, we had episode 40 where everyone started following Kyrie around.
Oh yeah, I actually thought that episode was funny.
I had put, let's see, I have some notes here. Oh joy, episode 40, and we have another filler episode. Yay. At least the ridiculousness of Blue and Yellow's plots were funny. So this was, I actually don't have the listing for what the episode was actually about there.
Well, like I say, as a worrywart myself, I do love seeing them being able to go, dang, you all need to chill.
Oh yes, that was the monster that kept them worrying. That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
Yes, that's right.
I have to say, well, the story in the latter part of the series was non-existent, to say the least. I did like the creative things they tried to do with the characters to attempt to make up for it.
Attempt.
Because I like Kyrie, I like Toma, I like Umika.
She likes their faces, really.
Yeah, that is true.
Are you saying I go for a girl? Well, okay, but I like guys.
Shipping.
I love you, hubby.
Get back to focusing on Lupinranger.
But that's hard.
Oh. That's shipping too.
Which
But I have to say, my favorite part of the latter half, I'm not even going to focus on episodes anymore because they all blur together with.
It did really blur together, especially with all the filler you had in the 40s.
Alright, then let me just go through my thoughts on some of these episodes. 41. Destro's finally doing something. Oh hey, it's only been 2 episodes since Amigo was featured. That's a new record. So Destro just summoned up giant monsters so we can have an unnecessary mech battle. Joy. Hey, when are the Patrangers going to fight in their mechs? 42. Destro just burned up the city and 5 minutes later it's all back to normal. Does Japan have already made buildings hiding underground that sprout up after every fight? I'm starting to think so. And Destro's dead. Am I supposed to care? This entire thing felt like it should have been done 15 episodes ago.
Yeah, that Destro just was one of the most underused villains in this show.
He looked cool.
Yeah, that was it. Ghosh actually had a better development than Destro.
Actually, I'm convinced that Tokyo has like this whack-a-mole system. You break a building and another one just sort of pops up, and it's like you get Godzilla points.
Now I'm going to feel bad because now I'm going to think of that monster movie that we watched with Anne Hathaway.
I still haven't seen
Colossal.
Colossal! Now I'm going to think every time I go to an arcade and I play Whack-A-Mole, Godzilla's going to come to town and destroy them.
43. That dude is totally going to frame Noel because he's a spy. That monster sums up my luck with 2018 in a nutshell. Hey, shoot her! Hey, Lupinrangers! Shoot Gauch! Oh, the Lupinrangers are featured in another mech battle. Cool. Are the Patrangers going to get to have their own mech battle anytime soon? Nice chase scene, though. 44. What? This was the two-parter. I am totally surprised by this. Can you tell I'm shocked? Oh damn, quick, someone scream, Silent Green is human skin! Wait, what am I thinking? This is 2018, silly goose. He's not dead. He's just in prison somewhere with his image being used like a Zygon from Doctor Who. Dudes, she's standing right there again. Shoot her!
Okay.
No, seriously, shoot her! Why are you just standing there frozen while she makes the monster grow? Shoot her! Hey, the Patrangers finally get a mech battle to themselves.
Honey,
yes.
phrasing. Phrase.
Yes, this is where we finally found out Noel's backstory and he was an alien.
Which made no sense.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, all these revelations are coming very, very late in the series. I mean, okay, one, we never did get confirmation that the people who were used as disguises were still alive.
Well, that is a concern for me.
Yeah.
Yes, let's be dark about this. They're still dead.
Yeah, but
They're dead. They're dead as the dead people from the early Sentai series, which was quite frequent.
Their dead is Bloodborne or Curseless, or whatever the fuck your name is.
Corellica, such
and
language.
From Software's Lovecraft homage. It's not that difficult. Last boss
What's
of
his
the-
name?
Chrysalis Bloodborne.
Okay, he's a living corpse, so he's as dead as him.
But yeah,
dead.
well,
Death surrounds us.
it would have been interesting if they had actually done more with that. That all the human forms of the Ganglers were actually people they took their skin from. That should have been interesting and done earlier on and go, holy crap, so all these people that have human forms are actually just bodies?
Yeah, and this is when the point in the series where I'm going, it's like, they had a concept and an idea, but they finally went, oh, we need a plot. Let's throw the plot in right now.
Yeah, the worst way to throw in a plot, like the
You know-
weakest way to do it.
It always amazes me when people think of a story like later on in anything. It's like, were you just getting high until you sobered up and you're like, oh shit, this is actually airing. We need to do something.
Well, that'd be a great picture. So, like, what if we had these thieves and they go after safes, but the safes are people? Dude, what if we're all in our safe space?
Okay,
Oh.
let me just put out here in a realism moment. People who get high actually don't do that. It's other things that make you do that.
Except this is also Japan. If they got
Oh,
caught,
that's very, very true.
if
Never
they
mind.
got caught being high, their job would be gone
Yeah.
instantly.
Well, technically, with the company I work with, if you get caught getting
Yeah,
high,
same
you're done.
Yeah, but so episode 45 was the Christmas episode. I put
Christmas,
wow,
Christmas.
this episode is dumb. It totally missed the opportunity to make a salmon pink ranger joke. Oh, So Keach and Sakasa are just going to remain absent the entire time? Okay. Yet again, they just stand there waiting for Gosh to grow the monster.
Honestly, though, this episode was kind of chickened out.
Kind of made me want to have a bucket of KFC, not gonna lie.
Yeah, the salmon joke was pretty funny running through though.
KFC extra spicy whole bucket. Oh yeah, that's what it got.
Have
me.
Norm Macdonald be the KFC spokesman.
Who was was he
From
replaced
SNL?
again by Reba recently?
It's now Jason Alexander doing it.
Yeah.
I did like the monster, though. I thought he was fun. And I like
Yeah, that was probably one of the most fun monsters of the week.
And then there's just the fun of seeing Noel make 2 trips to France, and he just slumps over. Never thought I'd have to travel to France twice in one day. Cry me a river!
I will still admit, Noelle is, even at this point, my favorite character.
Only character who had development.
Well, that's what it feels like.
I'll give my thoughts on Noel when we get to the finale.
I mean, the Reds were just shipping incarnate at the
I
last
know, it's like a Yowie fan stream.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
The Joshi madness.
46 was the clip show.
Eh.
47.
Okay, wait, no, let's stop and go through this real quick.
What?
Episode 46 of a series that had no continuous plot, no continuous story, very little character development, decided to throw in a clip show when technically the entire damn show is a clip show.
Wait, no continues? You know what that means? They used the Konami code to flesh out all the runtime. Yeah, someone in the right side
Not
just went
entirely
up, down,
true.
down, left, right, A, B, and then they had like 33 more episodes.
Though, to be fair,
The New Year's episode is often the clip show.
yeah.
I don't care, I understand that, but still.
The problem is they had a clip show already in the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't
Yeah,
they?
when they had Hilltop with his whole Beverly Hills.
Okay, let me say, that may have been a clip show, but you still had Beverly Hills Cop featured in a show from Japan, which is probably never seen the damn movie.
Which is pretty much the only thing Hilltop did in the whole dang series.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we had the 2-parter with Gosh when she.
And you know it's Gauche.
Gauche, when Noel decided to surrender, or 3-parter, I guess.
Yeah,
when
that was a
Noel
3-parter.
surrendered himself over in the most lame fashion.
And then you get the next episode with the reveal of the Phantom Thieves to the Patrangers, which should have happened in the 30s.
Although I still maintain it was a perfect opportunity for now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Hey, guess what I'm dressed as? What? I'm Jesus!
It was pretty.
Although, hey, at least Gosh bit the big one. It was about
Yeah.
time.
But she died in such a lame manner. That was my problem. Is she didn't even do anything. All they did was basically Kamehameha her, and she was dead.
And not only that, Dawn ended up taking all her power away from her too before she ended up getting just blown away.
Okay, for the whole reveal, it was one of those things of, you're police officers, you're detectives, you are trained to investigate, and I know police officers, and yes, I know good and I know bad, but police officers and people within those types of roles are supposed to see things that are either obvious or not so obvious. How in the world did they suss out that they were the Lupinrangers so flippin' early in the series, get foiled a few different times, still surprised they even saw through that they didn't see through that, and then at the end, nearly the end of the damn show, it's like, oh my god, you really are the Lupinrangers.
Speaking of cops now.
Did you know that Murder, She Wrote had 20 seasons? That's
What?
it. Murder, She Wrote had 20 seasons or around that.
Yes, I know! I watched the entire show. Actually, no, it was 15.
It was 20.
It was 15.
Oh, it's 50?
But she has 20 years of books.
But the whole point of the factor is if she can get away with solving things before cops, then that means an old senior citizen lady can do it.
But there's an old senior citizen in the show, and he doesn't do anything.
Well, sure he does. He masquerades and gives them alibis.
He's part of the greatest generation, and what has the greatest generation done? Nothing.
Yeah, they've ruined the country. The US.
Oh, political.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
me, I'm just thinking the cops. Good, bad. I'm the guy with the baton loudspeaker.
I-
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
I just watched Army of Darkness 2.
So, But Gauche was a complete waste because they didn't do anything with her character.
Yeah.
Then we have Samigo, who has his final adventure against the Lupinrangers.
And inside Don Armagio's safe of all
No,
places.
Don Mario was the last two.
So they went to a safe space.
This was Granio.
I cannot pronounce his name.
Don Galaino.
The Godfather dude, whatever.
Exactly. He's Godfather.
T-Rex.
Tin can opener face.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Ooh,
description.
that is the new name. Tin can opener face. Now that I've said it, it must be true.
Though, and his chain attack, I just want to go with Chains of Love.
I know every time I think Chains of Love, I'm like, wow.
Well, but then they don't break those chains of love. Okay. But okay, here's the thing. With Gauche and her departure, for the longest time, Noelle was terrified of this device she was carrying, this second treasure. I was like, ooh, does it turn him against his friends? Does it take control of other treasures? No, it just IDs him as an alien or a being from the world. It's like, that's it?
And they didn't even do anything with that.
Yep.
Well, they ID'd him, and here's what I feel like. You could have introduced a lot of these ideas throughout the series. Because, what was the big one for me? When Toma realizes, oh, that's why I recognize the one Gangler. I saw him frozen next to my fiancé. It's like, I know you're trying to be clever, like you dropped hints early on in the series, but you've allowed so much time. A good mystery has little payoffs along the way to tease you into the next big reveal. I don't feel like we had enough of that dispersed throughout the series.
Well, I have to admit, when you have thieves versus police,
Lupin the Third.
it is set up.
No, I can't. I'll be blocking him.
No, you won't.
I'm a tall guy.
Whatever.
Oh.
Alright, well, it's a wasted premise when we're going on this whole situation about thieves versus cops. There was nothing, like, really cool about I am not doing what you're accusing me of.
Alright, bird brain, stop it.
But nevertheless, and you're gonna make my hair all messy.
Alright.
What the hell?
Let's focus on Lupinranger.
Okay. We can't. It's gone. It is flown. It is shuffled off this mortal coil to join the choir invisible. It is an ex-Sentai.
But
No, we'd also have a movie to come up.
But nevertheless, my point is, at the first few episodes, it was so like Persona 5. I was waiting for,
Yeah, they even threw out the calling card a few times.
Did! And I was like, yes, it's going to be a thief-type series with cops. Also, you're going to have a combination of mystery, development, intrigue, noir.
They ruined it.
And they had nothing.
Yeah, alright. I did like the miniatures at times that they did with the series. Especially during those last two episodes with Dogronio fighting the Rangers in the Max. Those were cool miniatures because sometimes the cities actually looked like the buildings were really right next to each other, like a real city, not spread apart so the suit actors could walk around everything. And the camera work had some really cool scenes. I wish they had done one full-length battle with the kind of rounded-looking camera where you see everyone running around and everything. That was cool. They should have did a whole battle like that. But then, okay, the finale happened.
There's a finale.
Oh, dear God.
I know,
This
I just
really
thought there
is
was
not-
just another episode.
It's not even a finale.
Okay, I keep on doing this all the time with air quotations, but I come to notice that especially during like the podcast or at work, I'm doing air quotations, but nobody can say it. So finally, you can see air quotations.
Yeah, trust me. She does those air quotations a lot when we're doing the podcast.
Yes, but when you're doing the podcast and you do it, you can feel it. from
No, I
your
just
tone of
say I'm
voice.
doing it, and I'm like, why am I talking?
I can hear air quotes and yours scream.
But yeah, this was probably the biggest lack of finale I've seen in a
Oh,
Sentai
I'm so
since.
sorry. What?
Well,
What do you mean?
Tokuger. It's a prime example of a lack of finale at the end.
So
It's setting up the cinema movie coming up next.
It's like sequel baiting a show that won't have a damn sequel.
So yeah, the the finale, at first, I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. This is pretty good. I don't know where they pulled that book out, where they had that giant-ass book stored, but sure, okay.
Think of video game logic.
Yeah.
How do you have a backpack that can hold
So
like
they're
50
fighting
things?
Graniel, they're fighting him, they nearly beat him, and then suddenly it goes black and it jumps to 1 year later, and it's like all that momentum just went.
The second half of the episode felt strictly like something that should have been dedicated to its own episode.
And then, this is where my Noel thing comes in. This whole finale showed the whole problem with the entire series revolving around Noel.
Okay.
One, he doesn't get his wish, making his entire purpose in the show pointless.
He will get his wish.
Stop, wait. Also, it highlights the entire problem with the show as a whole. The Patrangers are completely in the dark because Noel left them in the dark, didn't tell them his plans of what he was doing to free the Lupinrangers from Degranio. They have new thieves that the Patrangers don't even know exist. Noel knows they exist, and then when the Lupinrangers show up, they're all, yep, we're the stars of the show, we can do anything, we're going to take your treasure because this story isn't going to end, blah, 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 we're all character shielded up, so we can't lose. The finale just highlighted everything wrong with the entire series.
Ooh, but Kruelka, I just thought of where they could hide the book. Imagine that tome secured between Kyrie's cheeks.
I was
Just imagine him tensing his
I was
Maximus.
thinking of Deadpool 2 with the prison locker
Oh God!
or prison wallet or whatever it was.
the prison wallet.
And I'm just like thinking, is that where they held everything? Because I can honestly say, I'm not that much of a contortionist.
Now, I'm going to be devil's advocate here. And yes,
Ooh,
I am
yay.
going to block out Kaiju no Kami. See, this is why I can't sit up.
Oh, I see. Okay. This is why I can't sit up. Marcus, you don't. No, Kaiju no Kami, you don't work this.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here because what is the only thing we know about Don Armage throughout this entire show?
You mean
We're just
Degranio?
gonna keep on butchering his
Don
name.
Armage was last season.
Oh yeah, that was the leader of Jark Matter. Yeah, okay, can opener face. Can opener face. What's the one thing we know about him throughout this entire series?
That he is selfish and
He wants to
supposedly
retire.
wants to retire.
Yeah, he's old. That's the only thing that he has to his character. So what greater punishment or hell sentence can you have than have him locked up and just forced to live in the shell of his once powerful body?
I was going to say that. That was the one thing I did like, is that not just having him locked like that, but then when the room has like all these guns around him if he tries to get free.
Which just confused me when the other thieves showed up. I was like, you all do know there are like a bajillion guns aimed at your head. This is like Looney Tunes hunting season.
It's like Winter Soldier with all the guns on the helicarriers.
But the ending with that, I really do not like what they did and sequel baited it straight into the upcoming movie with Q Ranger. And we know it probably isn't even going to get resolved there.
And here's the funny thing, Jackpot Striker, I was like, oh, this guy must have been from the movie.
He was.
Yeah.
I was like, there were 2 references I recall to the movie, which we have yet to see.
Well, that's because it's not even out on video yet in Japan anyway.
Where one was a monster who was researched both the Patranger and Lupinrangers. He saw a 3-person composite Lupinranger. It's like, oh, that must be from the movie because I've never seen that. And then this Jackpot Striker. It's like, well, I realize we're a little bit far removed from the target audience by half a world or so, but good to know. Good to know that's mandatory viewing.
Yeah, they've been doing that a lot.
So
lately.
I do understand where you're coming from with Noel, but at the same time, I'm not looking at like he's the greatest character in the known universe.
Just the greatest parkourist.
I'm just thinking of it more so as he's really the only character that's had any sort of development in the show. They've tried to develop the only other character that I feel that had a little bit more, that had just enough development.
They've read.
No, actually, it was Umika,
Yeah,
the
Umika,
yellow.
yeah.
Which one does that?
Because she's the yellow Lupinranger.
Alright.
Because you got introduced to her dad, you got introduced to a little bit more of her backstory. You got to watch her character progress with Tsukasa and
The Green Ranger.
and Sakura or
Sakia?
Sakia.
Sakia, who
You got-
probably had the least development.
Hey.
But you got to see so much of her character development, which I have to admit, for modern Sentai, from what I remember seeing, very rarely do the female Rangers get more development than the male Rangers. And I'm not playing this whole feminist card, that's not my intent. But it's usually they don't know how to really write a good narrative for the female Rangers because more often than not the show is primarily geared towards boys.
Not since Go Kaiger.
So it's not like there's a blame game. It's kind of like My Little Pony. Why are they going to rate really strong male characters
When it's aimed for chicks.
when it's technically aimed for little girls? And
Oh, thank
I
you.
understand you're a little girl, but that's still okay. Yes, princess.
But for me, it seems like, now reflect on the whole show as a whole, it seems like they had a premise, but then ended up going with another premise with Noel. It made him kind of the star of the show and the focus for the way the plot went. And then they still had no idea what they were going to do when the 40s
here's the
rolled
thing
around.
though, it felt like they originally wanted to focus on both teams. And then the Lupin Rangers became the fan favorite, so they just shifted all the focus and giving all the upgrades to the Lupin Rangers, which also then meant, well, the audience is going to like the Lupin Rangers because they're getting the most focus, so we're going to keep focusing on the Lupin Rangers because they don't care about the Patrangers, but you're not giving us any reason to care about the Patrangers.
I also thought they were trying to go with the whole Deca Ranger thing.
Also, what happened? Okay, we had that one episode where they had the dream sequences, trying to get the treasure. They kept failing. Akari was the only one who shot his brother to win, and Kogure comes out. And he's like, "Oh, Kairi might be the good one to be a successor," but they never did anything with that.
Nope, he apologized to his brother, who's now a phantom thief. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I did like that scene. That scene was really cool.
Can so
Yes.
people talk? I know the...
Let him talk.
can he talk? Oh, but I'm just going to keep talking. Thank you, Kamalika. Your generosity knows no bounds. But I actually like Keiichiro's development throughout all this. He still remains my favorite character.
Which one was he out of the
The
seven?
Red Ranger.
Kato number 1.
Okay, so the red cop.
The red cop. The angry one.
Essentially, the Lupin the Third cop who was actually trying to capture them.
But
Not Jigen. Is that
Moving
either
on.
way,
Yeah,
Zenigata.
he was the guy who was always hardcore, thieving is bad, I'll take you all down, no, risked losing his way before he got the bicycle or the motorcycle upgrade, if you can call it an upgrade.
Upgrade.
Come on, grab that, air quote, there you go. But he's also the one who had to make the most compromises throughout the show. He's the one who had to lighten up.
True.
And while I understand Red is often the charismatic one or the most driven, he was the guy that no one seemed to be smitten with. Except for that one girl who was kind of a girlfriend but not.
Oh,
Oh,
really
yeah.
early in this series.
Early in the series. But
The pianist.
Yep.
Yep.
He said pianist. But, wait. But he was the one who I always felt like had his ideals challenged the most, but I was also the one to stick to them when everyone else faltered. I do respect that the Pato Rangers were always the tanks in this series. They were the ones who endured the heavy hits
Thanks for nothing.
until the very end with... I guess it was at the end where the Lupins really got to live up to their claim that they complete their mission even at the risk of their own lives.
Yeah, they were.
Up until then, it always seemed to be the Pato Rangers who were really putting themselves on the line for everything.
And it seemed like even when they went in the safe, realizing it was going to be a one-way trip.
Yep.
So, what did they have to eat when they were in that place?
Grass. And that's edible. And they can probably get their water from the grass and trees as well because they're primarily liquid.
But wait, they were in the tin can cutter face guys. So were they eating him?
There was also
Was this the life of Pi with that island?
Oh my god.
Anyways, I'm impressed you both got that reference.
I also did laugh when they're like cutting Toma's hair in the one scene, and he's wearing Maji Green's top piece from his costume.
All right, let's be honest. We all did enjoy that the Lupin collection was Sentai memorabilia.
Yeah, that
yeah.
It was always Spot the Sentai.
Spot the Sentai.
So,
Yeah,
Miyako Shiken, no, don't go with Gauche. That's the worst
The
combo.
Ginga Man arm bracelet, and
Or the Abomination Frankenstein monster with all these cell phone entry
yeah, they
devices.
really folding that one in.
so overall, what would be your favorite episodes? I know mine would be admittedly the fitness episode because that was just beyond ridiculous.
Oh, dance, senpai, dance.
Ooh, David Bowie. Chrysalige.
Oh, if I can actually remember, because I all seen Ball Bottle. Maybe the first two, because that actually felt like, the Persona / JoJo set for that had some actual emphasis before they gave up midway or even the
At least
first.
they kept on saying aura throughout the series.
You know, I'm personally going to have to go with what had also the best fight scene in there. Is the episode after they got the Magnum and I had the subway fight with the monster.
Correct.
Oh, I already said.
Okay.
Mine was the fitness.
Crazy, what was yours?
By process of elimination of what I can remember, the one where they, with the Frankenstein monster from Gauche, where they all had to work together to actually open up all the safes.
Oh wait, Kei-chan and Axel had to open up a safe.
And Noel and Keiichiro had a duel to
And
see if he'd support him.
that one, and then also the episode Umiko and Tsukasa,
Oh, when they were handcuffed together?
when they were handcuffed and they were in like that little haunted house.
Yeah, that's probably my second favorite episode.
Mine would be where Keiichiro takes the hit to protect civilians and receives the motorcycle item as sort of a reward from Good Striker. It's like, that's where he won me over as a character.
I also did like the episode with the one monster when the monster's brother got stepped on during the
Oh,
night.
yes. Yeah.
Even though he came back a few episodes, he was like, yeah, I didn't die. It was just a flesh wound.
I will admit for this particular series, because I'm such a fan of tokusatsu in general, tokusatsu gimmicks, this series, I have to admit, while I like the gun and I like the little devices, I felt like it was a very simplistic gimmick. Because when we had Kyoruger,
Yep.
yes, I got it, with the Dino Gun, or Dino Charge in the US, that,
Oh, the carnival gun.
Yeah.
no, just the
Just the
regular,
regular-
the regular mech device where you got to put the batteries in. Exactly, it was just so lively, so energetic, and that's why I have to admit these last few series, overall with Sentai, have been very, very disappointing. I was kind of hoping with so much of a diverse story that you'd have a great gimmick, and unfortunately I just don't feel like
Yeah, for
there.
me it was Zyuohger probably had the last really good gimmick, even though it was blocky with the animal blocks. I still like the gimmick for that.
that's because you like Minecraft.
Well, if it's all blocky, that's all right.
So what is the one thing you will miss from this show?
The constant shipping between Kairi and Keiichiro. Because my guy, that's the one time where I kind of feel like it's stretching, but it's actually realistic.
I will miss the opening theme and the fight within that theme. Also, props that the final piece of the Lupin collection was the one from the title.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
And I will miss Keiichiro's explosions of anger.
How
I
about
like
the
it when they
episode
actually make the explosions real.
Well, I was gonna say, how about the episode where he had to not get mad, where he
And
had to
he's-
actually.
And he's listening to like Zen.
For me, I'm gonna miss the Easter eggs you got in almost every episode with Spot the Sentai gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, also you gotta go back too with they've done this before, like with Patranger with the monster of the weeks back then.
The Cocker Ranger had the best explanation of those monsters. The dude in the in the kimono. It's not. Is it a kimono?
For which one?
Patranger? The guy.
Oh, the narrator.
Mina, thank you for watching.
The,
Please don't declare this the worst episode ever.
Oh, now I can't think of the name of the theater.
Kind of like a
Kabuki. No, but when the way he's storytelling, I can't think of it.
Oh,
now.
yeah, I can't think of it.
I almost feel like maybe we should go back to that and have the only thing that I think Geo, is it? Kamen Rider Geo?
Yeah.
That has is we need a hype man. I just want a hype man for
was the only
Sentai.
good part of that.
Rejoice.
Oh my god, that's all I want.
Well,
for
Hype
Sentai
Man
now.
is now a rider.
Oh, hush.
Why
you.
would
Alright,
you
what
do
are you
that?
gonna miss?
I'm gonna just miss the squabbles between like all of the thieves and the cops, because them always like I'm that, and also the green guy always hitting on the yellow chick, and she's like, cool.
I love how you explain the show.
The opening theme is the thing I'm gonna miss the most of it. Also, the cool scenes when the Lupinrangers would just like stand in a pose and the camera would just move around them.
Yeah, that was pretty entertaining too, I will admit on that. But now we're on to Rio Soldier.
In
Dinosaurs.
In a month.
Fire Emblem the Sentai.
But I will give it credit. Toei knows what they're doing with Dinosaur series, so. But the way Sentai's been,
It's going extinct.
yeah.
Maybe that's why they picked the Dino theme to be
Does that mean that the villain is going to be the Big Bang?
Oh god.
Now
And
that-
Sheldon?
Oh,
No, I was
only if
thinking
it's-
of the Chinese, Korean pop band, Big Bang.
No, does this mean
They're
the
hot.
Cybermen are gonna show up in Adric?
Oh.
Peter Davison.
Yeah. No one shed a tear that day.
Yeah.
No.
No.
But why are we going to? Well, that's because Doctor Who is infinitely better than this. But
The Sentai and the Whovians are about to throw down. And this face that lost 1,000 flame wars.
I love Sentai. I really do. Like we're watching Jungle Fury, which is Power Rangers, but all I'm seeing is like all the Sentai footage. Like, oh, I remember how this works in this show, and
Rosemary and watermelon could work pretty good.
we're still recording.
Yeah.
Sit down! Get over here!
Stop trying to get drunk.
Chrysalis is just thinking of booze while we're recording. He is checked out.
I think we've all checked out a Lupinranger.
Yeah, we have really checked
What
out.
would be your main overall score out of 5?
2.5 if I have to do anything.
3.
I don't do scores.
Just score it, bitch.
Just
Score it.
No, I will say, if you wanted to introduce someone to the wonders of Sentai, this is not one. This is something to do after they've seen a lot, so that you can have at least the joy of saying, "Oh, I recognize that item," or "I recognize that item," or "I recognize that item."
He's giving you a 3 essentially.
Don't try to impose a score on me. I defy your rules.
Alright, Chrysalis.
Oh,
Alright, I
you
give
gonna
it
hit me
2/3 of a Soul Calibur 5.
Okay, so he's
All
gonna
right.
2 1/3.
Nestle upon my bosom.
I don't deal with. I don't deal with half measures. I only go full measures, whole numbers here. So
My God, now you're going all specific. You don't go by half.
This is why I
measures.
don't do scores.
I'm going to go with.
Troublemakers, a lot of you.
Hi, have we met?
Anywho.
There were a lot of good ideas. There were things I did enjoy. Despite the lackluster outcome, I think I am going to give it a 3
It.
out of 5 grown-ups in spandex
Stop it.
because it was still far better than what I've seen before in the past. It was just average.
Careful, there's almost a bad.
And the 3 is pretty much my average score for Super Sentai.
Yeah, for me it was a little bit below average. But
What are you?
I'm trying to give
the
this
series
up
we've had
to me.
since Gokaiger, it is not near as bad as Tokuger. I will say that. I don't think anything could get as bad as what Tokuger was.
Lupinranger is better than Tokuger, it's better than Juoger, it's better than Q-Ranger, it's better than...
We bailed on Tokuger.
Yeah. Well, it didn't help that we had...
No,
The
we
what?
derailed.
Yeah, we definitely derailed on that.
Yeah, they said move your caboose, and we couldn't.
It just didn't help that we had the one...
I am looking forward to watching
Rio Soldier.
Real Soul Jur because it's spelled very
Ryu
weird.
Soldier.
Yeah, Real Soldier sounds like a jazz band.
It does. Ooh, that sounds like it'd be a good jazz band.
Oh, there you go. I get copyright.
Sorry.
If you use that, you owe me a quarter.
Lupinranger was thieves. That would have been the one with the jazz.
Yeah.
Jupiter Joe.
Wasn't it Kamen Rider Double that had the jazzy thing?
Yeah, because it was film noirish.
But with that, we have 4 weeks now until we get our next Sentai.
Which will we do with our time?
Oh,
I think we'll probably just watch the specials on our own, though.
I don't know about the special.
I'm going to watch
But
more anime.
all right. Until then, Boogie Pop calls, and we want to eat dinner. So until next time, this is Finn.
What?